Welcome back to the Quiksilver Pro. We're all very, very excited to see how John Florence goes in his title defence year. He's up against the winner of the qualifying series from 2016, Conor O'Leary, and the wildest of wild cards, the best haircut we've ever seen in a championship tour event, I think. Mikey Wright, the younger brother of Tyler and Owen. He's going to try and give these full-time competitors a really good shake-up here. And we're going to go to live action now. John Florence swooping into the first wave of this heat. His first wave for 2016 in that yellow jersey. And looking pretty sharp at the moment. Just pacing himself through the flatter stages of this ride. And here we go. This thing's going to stand up now. John drives off the bottom and really leans hard on that tail. Mixing things up, just going to that wrap. A lot of variety on show now as he drifts the tail through that beautiful front side wrap and brings it right through to the inside. A good way to start 2017.
And he's done it all season long where he's been able to adjust and get better. I mean, he is the first to say how important it is to know and actually acknowledge that you're never as good as you're going to get. You can always get better, whether it be at venues, in your equipment, in your actual riding of the wave. But look at this one stand up for him, and there just lays into it. And you talk about flow, and there's no hitching of the rails when he comes out of those turns. There's no unnecessary moves with his arms. Everything kind of always is flowing together like he needs to do. From maneuver to bottom turn to top turn. What a start! You're right. It's going to be a great score.
Scores in for Florence's first wave, 7.33, a deserving number. And now we get our first look at Conor O'Leary and CT competition.
You're right.
You're right. It's
so he almost needs it, right?
Well, it's new territory again for John, dealing with being a world champ. That's something that he hasn't experienced before. Here he goes, though. First wave is a 7.33. Now looking for a backup to put the pressure on these youngsters. And this wave's not really going to pan out.
Get that nice solid first score, back it up, control priority. Love that turn where he really lays into it. He did grab a rail, so he had to kind of force his way through it. But he did commit to that maneuver, and knowing full well that that first maneuver is one of the most important of the ride.
We go all the way to the world title. Here goes Mikey now. Had an amazing junior career. He drifts the fins there. I do know that he really wants it. Really happy that Owen is once again going to be putting the jersey on in 2017, and can't wait for his upcoming heat as we see John Florence throw everything at that first section and backs it up with a solid second move. This is already a good score. He's just looking to finish this wave off now, bringing it through to the inside. Another swift carve. Oh, he has destroyed this wave. Not as much length in that wall.
Section, and then the inside, much bigger turn lane. I mean, look at this. He sets it up and just perfectly timed, lays into it, drifts the fins, and then right here into the layback. So that's that two-turn combo. When you have those combination of major moves, that's already, you're talking about it saying, hey, it's already a good score. He just needs to finish this up. And then he goes into another two-turn combo. The big arc, tail whip, into the layback snap. And that says, hey, he had the start and the finish, and this is going to be excellent.
Well, I want to add something to what we were talking about earlier too. We were talking about speed, and John surfs faster than a lot of the championship tour competitors, but it's in that transition where sometimes the transition between turns where maybe he could accelerate a little bit more or work on adding a little bit more speed. But once he's in a move, there's nowhere to really push it any further. He's moving almost as fast as you can go. He's through those maneuvers, he's generating speed.
It's almost as if he could, like that last part of it, to maybe mix it up is to not do the tail whip at the end. Have it kind of carve all the way through it.
Medium-sized wave rolling in here, and Mikey Wright having a look at it. Gets some speed, drives up onto this foam, gets a little hung up in the white water there. Nice little cut back, but no big scoring maneuvers just yet. Let's see what he can do here. Swings that tail around And an incomplete move.
That's all.
He served a very solid heat. He's still got a lot to give. As we see Mikey Wright now with a bit of wall to work with. Sets the fins free for a moment. Out onto the open face. A bit of power on display now. But he loses his footing off that tail pad and goes down. He was on his way to potentially his best ride.
I mean, this was a good choice of waves here. I know it was frothy on the face in the beginning, but he saw that it was going to move down into that section. Plus, he was able to get the bonus of having this nice wall on the outside. Two nice turns here. He's on his way and then pushing that fins out. And that slip cost him big time, as that was going to be on his way to a huge score.
Here goes Conor O'Leary. And let's see what he can do. A couple of nice backhand jams. Has looked pretty good in the free surfing sessions in the lead up to this appearance. But wave selection just killing his chances at the moment. He said he's got his body right. As we see Mikey Wright take to the air. That's what we want to see from our wildcards. Doesn't stick it on this occasion, but he's in the position now where he can go for broke. Needs a two-wave total of 15.84. John Florence, the world champ, just so composed in this heat. Has not been tested at all by the wildcard and last year's qualifying series winner Conor O'Leary.
You know, right now, controlling the heat. He's going to have to sit for priority. Look at this big frontside air attempt. Felt like he missed the grab.
Wave that has a lot of quality, a lot of green wall to work with down the line. Here goes Mikey once again. Nice carve there, gets caught behind here for a moment, but the wave is slowing up. And he leans hard. Nice layback snap, great combo. And that's what this guy is capable of. Big moves. He had a very strong junior career. Hasn't really given the QS everything he's got. And we're kind of hoping that he does this year, because that was just a small preview of his talent.
Well, he's got the seed to be in all of those 10,000, so he did enough events last year.
You think about Mikey's style of surfing and the wave locations.
Oh, Haleiwa,
Sunset.
Oh, easy. You were talking about this two-turn combo. I agree, solid as can be. You know, the layback carved, big snap. You know, that accentuation of the spray out the back, and then he cleaned it up. He kept it all the way through the inside, so he's mounting a bit of a comeback. You know, we talk about how cruisy John Florence, and he'll hear this score, and it could slightly push John, and we'll see what happens.
Well, just under 5 minutes to go as we see Mikey Wright up once again, swinging that tail. Last ride came through at a 7.67. He's back in it. So needs an 8.17 now to get himself into the lead, and just loses it on some bumps there. John Florence will probably be aware of the situation now. Mikey's back in striking distance. Here is the replay of John's 8.33.
Just such great flow. Look at this section here. Oh, just lays into it. Straight into another one. I mean, that wave was a beauty. Such a rippable section. And see, we caught it right there. When he linked out, even on the outside, there was no dead time. And that was just straight top to bottom surfing with a great variety, great combination of major moves, had some innovation.
Well, I think that's tapping into the perfect move for every section.
With volume and board too, kind of helps with that, you know, because you don't have to overpower and create the speed. It just kind of happens and flows with it, you know, with that extra foam. And he's strong. I mean, this kid is really strong, and I feel like the training he's doing now too.
Mikey Wright's chasing at 9.16. There's 25 seconds to go. Conor O'Leary's up and really just trying to click into some form here. Let's go up a couple of nice little turns. Trying to bounce his way through to the inside. Finds that connection. But there's only 10 seconds remaining. I'm confident Conor will bounce back in a big way. He'll wash off those nerves of this first heat.
I think it would have been nice, though, if he'd been able to really kind of put something up in that 7 or 8 point range, just to kind of like have the judges know that, like, hey, you know, and yourself know that they can reward you.
Just at least to let go of one really beautiful turn. And he never really got that opportunity during that heat. So he's got a little bit of work to do if he's going to get himself into the later rounds of this heat. John Florence, the world champ, winning through.